Hey, you're in the reaction room with Rese. Welcome in. Today's recap is Season 1, Episode 175 and 176. But before we get into it, I need a favor. Check out my playlist, and if you like my recaps, subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's see what's happening beyond the gates. We start off with Danny and Andre. They're enjoying their honeymoon in LA, but they are spending a whole lot of time in their hotel room. At the country club, Vernon is on the phone with Sharon, and then here comes Leslie, and she lets him know that she saw him going into Sharon's room at the hotel. Eva stops by Ted's office, and he asks her to be his +1 at Winterfest. He also asks her if she slept with Tomas. She admits it, but lies about how it happened. And he says he's not one to judge. She also lies about confronting Kat at her own house. And Ted believes everything she says. Really, Ted? Kat tells her Gran everything she's been going through with Ted, Eva, and Martin. Anita gives her some encouraging words, but she tells her that she needs to fix things with her brother. Leslie tries to blackmail Vernon into getting Anita to make her a co-host at Winterfest. And Vernon tells her, "I can't be bought, extorted, or bullied." Leslie says, "We'll just keep this our little secret for now." And then Anita comes over and says, "What secret would that be?" Martin asks Kat to meet him in Uptown, and when she gets there, she hears him talking bad about her to Eva, of all people, so she hides in the next booth. Danny's friend sends them the wedding rings that he designed for them, and they redo their wedding vows. And then they say "I love you" to each other for the first time. After Leslie leaves, Anita asks Vernon, "Are you going to tell me about this little secret?" So he tells Anita that Leslie wants him to convince her to give her a more visible role at Winterfest. And Anita says maybe she should, to keep a closer eye on her. Leslie asks Ted to help her get Peaches into a clinical trial to see if they can find life-saving drugs for her. She says she'll pay for it, but Ted tells her it doesn't work that way. Danny tells Andre, "Suddenly, my once-in-a-while man is my forever." And he says, "You're the love of my life." When Martin leaves, Kat tells Eva that she heard everything. And then she says she wishes Leslie would have gotten rid of her. She tells her, "We would all be living our best lives if you had never been born." Then Martin comes over and says, "What the hell is going on here?" Leslie goes to the hospital to see Peaches, and she has a serious cough, so she confronts Shanice, but she tells her she can't give her anything without a doctor's order. Leslie starts yelling and says, "Then call him right now." Martin hears what Kat said to Eva, and he starts to lecture her about it, and Kat tells him that Eva slept with Tomas, and then she tells Martin about himself. She says, "I would never talk behind your back. I'll say it to your face." Danny and Andre are still in that hotel room in LA. He tells her that he wants to check in on Ted when he gets back home, because it's his first Thanksgiving without Nicole. And Danny says she will never forgive Ted for what he did to Nicole. Naomi goes over to Bill's office, and she hears Haley talking about the $10 million insurance policy. But Haley plays it off and says she was talking about a court case. Leslie is still yelling at Shanice about giving Peaches more medicine. Ted tells Leslie to listen to Shanice, but Leslie is still being loud and acting a fool at the nurse's station. She is doing way too much. Naomi wants to try some of Bill's tea, And then Haley knocks the whole cup out of her hand because she already put the poison in it. She says it's because Bill has been sick. Back at the hospital, Ted tells Leslie that he made a call and he was able to get Peaches accepted for a local trial. And Leslie starts crying and says, "You're our hero." But look at her face. Bill comes back into the office and Naomi says some things got twisted concerning the text from the pharmacy. And then Bill implies that there must be trouble in Naomi and Jacob's marriage. But Naomi says their marriage is good, and she came to apologize for interfering. Andre tells Danny that he's not going to rush her, but he expects her to eventually forgive Ted. He says, "Because I love my wife and I love my uncle, and I can imagine life without both of you in it." Leslie tells Peaches that Ted was able to get her into a clinical trial for her heart condition. Ted says there are no guarantees, and then Leslie says, "But now we have hope." Bill starts thinking about Danny, and he calls her. But she tells him if there's no crisis, whatever he wants can wait until they come off their honeymoon. Kat tells Chelsea what happened with Martin and Eva, and Chelsea tells her that she needs to try to at least be in the same room with Eva without fighting with her. Martin apologizes to Eva for what Kat says, and then he asks her about Tomas. And once again, she lies, but she admits it. Leslie tells Shanice to stay away from her man. And Shanice says, "Or what?" She says, "You're coming close to seeing the real Shanice, and she does not play." And then Leslie says, "This is gonna be fun." Haley makes Bill another cup of poison tea. This time, she was all out in the open at Bill's law firm. I hope there's a camera somewhere recording this. Anyway, as always, he drinks it all down. And that's what happened on episode 175 and 176. Hey, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will talk to you in the next one, okay? Bye.